Listen, dear student. Have you ever heard about this sentence? Man is a dash animal. Can you guess what word should be present in the blank space? Yes, social. Man is a social animal. What are the basic things needed to run a family successfully? Yes, parents. Next, children. Yes, of course, job, money, etc. Relations. Okay, can you tell what are the things needed to run a business successfully? Business. Yes. Goal. Yes. Plan. Yes. Money. Then workers. Yes. Workers and partners. Here in the family, parents, children and all other members are come under family members. So here in business we have workers and partners. So they are come under partners. Yes. Either in family or in business, we depend all other members because man, every human being or social animal. Without others, we cannot live in this world. Yes, today we discuss about partnership. Partners. So partners are nothing but when do our work or business together with others, the persons are called partners. So partners are nothing but two or more than two persons run a business jointly. They are called as partners. Partnership is nothing but the relationship between them is called as the partnership. So that is the deal between them is called partnership. Work with others, make our business easy, and also we can get more knowledge from other partners. Yes, now we are going to solve some problems related in partnership. There are several types of partners. All that comes under two types of partners. One is working partner, and another one is sleeping partner. Working partner is nothing but one or partner who manages the business is called working partners. So working partners is nothing but one who manages the business is called working partners. For example, in other company we can do our work individually or work with others. So that type of partners are called working partners. And another one is sleeping partner. Sleeping partners only invest their monies but not working in the business. So here sleeping partners are nothing but one who invests, that is simply invest their money. Next we are going to see the ratio of division of gains. Suppose let us consider two partners. one is A and another one is, both invest their money in the same period. Both invest their money in same period. For example, A invests money rupees X in a year and B invests rupees Y in the same year. So therefore, ratio of shares of A and B. A shares of both partners is nothing but their investment. Ratio of their investment. So the investment of A is nothing but X. Is investment of B is rupees Y. So first category is when two persons or more persons invest their money in the same period, then the ratio of shares of the corresponding partners is equal to ratio of their investment. Ratio of their investment. In the second case, the partners invest their money in a different time period. So the second case, the partners invest their money for different time period. For example, A invests his money, that is rupees X, for P months, and B invests rupees Y for Q months. Here both the months are different from each other. P is not equal to Q. Therefore, their ratio of their shares is nothing but ratio of A and B is nothing but ratio of their investment corresponding to this unit of time. So that is X into unit of time for P. So X invests money for P months is B invests money, Y money for Q months. Now let's solve some problems by using these two categories. Let's see this problem. A, B and C started a business by investing rupees 1,20,000, rupees 1,35,000 and rupees 1,50,000 respectively. We have to find the share of each out of an annual profit of rupees 56,700. Here, three partners run a business. So, A, B and C run a business. A invests the amount rupees 1,20,000 and B invests rupees 1,35,000 and C invests rupees 1,50,000. Here we observe that three partners invest their money for the same period. So therefore we can solve this problem by using the first case, that is the partners invest their money for a same period. So therefore ratio of their shares is nothing but ratio of the investment of A, B and C. So what is the investment of A? 1,20,000. Yes, 1,20,000. And B's investment is 1,35,000. And C's investment is 1,50,000. When we divide this by 1000, we can get 12, 0, here 1, 35, so here 150. Now divide this each number by 15, we can get 8, 9, here 10. So this is the ratio of A, B and C shares. So now we have to find the share of each out of an annual profit of rupees 56,700. So total profit at the end of the year is equal to rupees 56,700. Now we have to calculate the share amount of A and share amount of B and share amount of C. So share of A is equal to product of profit and the ratio of the first person A. So that is 56,700 into 8. So here total ratio is 8 plus 9 plus 10 is equal to 19 plus 8. So therefore we can get 27. So 56,700 divided by 8 by 27. So which is equal to rupees 16,800. So next, share of B is equal to, out of this profit, B's ratio is 9 out of 27. So which is equal to 56,700 into ratio of the second person. So 9 divided by total ratio 27. So which is equal to rupees 18,900. So next, similarly we have to find the share of C. Share of C is equal to 56,700 into ratio of C is 10. 10 by 27, which is equal to 21,000 rupees. So this is the share of A, B and C. Next, let's solve the second problem. Here, Alfred started a business investing rupees 45,000, and after 3 months, Peter joined with a capital of 60,000. After another 6 months, Ronald joined them with a capital of 90,000. At the end of the year, they made a profit of rupees 16,500. We have to find the share of each person. So here, first, Alfred invests the money for 1 year. So 45,000 into 12. So next one, Peter invests money, that is 60,000 after 3 months. So 1 year is equal to 12 months. So after 3 months, Peter joined in the business. So 12 minus 3. So he invests 60,000 rupees for 12 minus 3 months. So next one, Ronald joined them with a capital of 90,000 after another 6 months. So he invests this much of amount for 12 minus 3 plus 6. So therefore we can get 45,000 into 12 is to 60,000. 12 minus 3 is 9. 90,000. 12 minus 9 is equal to 3 months. That means the first person invests this money for 12 months and second person invests this money for 9 months and third person invests this money for 3 months. Therefore we can get 5,40,000 is to 5,40,000 is to 2,70,000. When we divide this number by 10,000, we can get 54 is to 54 is to 27. Again, we can divide this number by 27. We can get 2 is to 2 is to 1. So this is the ratio of the Alfred, Peter and Ronald's investment. So from that we can get total ratio. It is nothing but sum of the ratios. 2 plus 2 plus 1. So which is equal to 5. Now we have to find the share of Alfred, Peter and Ronald. First we see the Alfred share which is equal to out of the profit. So total profit at the end of the year is 16,500. So 16,500 into out of total profit, the first person Alfred get 2. So therefore 2 by 5. So which is equal to rupees 16,500 divided by 5 is equal to 3,300. So 3,300 into 2 is equal to 6,600. Next, Peter's share is equal to out of total profit, that is 16,500 into total ratio. So total ratio out of we can get 2. So 16,500 into 2 by 5 which is equal to 3,300 into 2. So therefore we can get rupees 6,600. Next, the third person Ronald's share is equal to profit into ratio. So 16,500 into ratio of third person, that is Ronald's share is 1. So 1 by 5 is equal to 3,300. Let's see this problem. A and B enter into a partnership investing rupees 16,000 and 12,000 respectively. After 3 months, A withdrew rupees 5,000 while B invested 5,000 more. After 3 more months, C joins the business with a capital of rupees 21,000. The share of B exceeds that of C. Out of a total profit of rupees 26,400 after 1 year by dash. We know that ratio of shares of the persons is nothing but ratio of their investment. First, A invested 16,000 and after 3 months he withdrew 5,000 rupees. So therefore he invests the first amount 16,000 only for 3 months and after 3 months he withdrew 5,000 rupees from this 16,000. So 16,000 minus 500, this amount is for 12 minus 3 months. Next, B invested rupees 12,000 for 3 months and after 3 months he invested 5,000 more amount. So therefore investment of the second person is first 12,000 for 3 months. So after 3 months, so that is 12 minus 3 months, he invested 5,000 rupees more. So already we have 12,000. So in added to that we have 5,000. So 12,000 plus 500. So this amount invested for 12 minus 3 months. Next one, the third person C joined after 3 more months. So already we have 12 minus 3 months. So after more than 3 months he joins in this business with a capital rupees 21,000. So his investment is 21,000. It is invested for 12 minus 3 plus 3. So therefore we can get 21,000 for 6 months. Therefore we can get the ratio 48,000 plus 11,000 into 9 months is to 36,000 plus 17,000 into 9 months is to 1,26,000. So therefore we can get the ratio 1,47,000 is to 1,89,000 is to 1,26,000. When we divide these numbers by 10,000, we can get 147 is to 189 is to 126. When we divide these numbers by 21, we can get 7 is to 9 is to 6. We have to find that the share of B exceeds that of C out of a total profit of rupees 26,400. Surely, obviously, the investment of B is greater than the investment of C. So therefore, we can get the difference between B and C square. So it is equal to rupees 26,400. So total profit ratio is 7 plus 9 plus 6 is equal to 22. So out of 22, B's ratio is 9. So 9 by 22 minus C's share. So out of profit, that is 26,400 into total profit is 7 plus 9 plus 6. So that is equal to 22. So the ratio of C is 6. So 6 by 22. Therefore, we can get rupees 10,800 minus 72,000. So therefore, we can get rupees 3,600. There are several types of problems in partnership, but here we solve a few problems in this case. The methods which we used in these problems are basic methods to solve all other problems in partnership. When we solve any other problems in partnership, we have to observe two things. One is either the partners invest their money in the same period or they invest the money in different period. To get more knowledge in partnership, we can reference these books. Quantitative Aptitude for Competitive Exam by R.S. Agarwal is very famous all over India for any base public and service sector. And Quantitative Aptitude for CAT by Arun Sharma is quite famous for any MBA entrances, example for Maths, GMAT, etc. Thank you.